Wednesday, January 1st, 2020. Last I checked, I'm still Yael Levi, and these are the Cryptosphere's top stories for today. The Ethereum network on the verge of its hard fork overcomes an attack on one of its parity nodes. United Nations Secretary Antonio Guterres says blockchain must be an integral part of the international body. And later on the show, a surprise appearance by David Letterman on Around the Block. Starting off with Ethereum. The Ethereum network was apparently the target of a coordinated attack, according to several analysts in the sphere, following reports that some parity Ethereum nodes lost sync with the network. On December 31st, core blockchain infrastructure company Parity Technology said it believed there was an attack underway. Now, with more on this story and how it was resolved, I'm joined in studio by Yona Hochhauser. Yona, what exactly happened?
Exactly, El. So certain parity nodes actually lost sync, yesterday or overnight due to an attack where pretty much attackers kind of messed with the transactions. They made sure that the headers were taken from other transactions. I don't want to get too technical, but at the end of the day, parity nodes were not in sync with the network. Now, the network itself wasn't attacked. The node client parity was attacked. Why is that important? Because as we have on a chart, we see that parity is the second most popular Ethereum client with 22% of the Ethereum network running parity client nodes. Now, this is important because parity nodes, like I said, it's the second biggest, and that shows that you're able to take a big portion, almost a quarter of the Ethereum network down with this. To their credit, they did release an update and a patch, and things are all good, but it just goes to show you how vulnerable these things really are.
No, definitely so. Concerning nonetheless, so to speak. Yona Hochhauser, thank you for that report. Now, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the intergovernmental giant needs to embrace blockchain. In a statement provided to Forbes by the Secretary General's office, Guterres touted the technology first made popular by Bitcoin as a crucial component of the organization that generates $50 billion in revenue annually. Asha Westrop-Evans has the story.
The UN is doubling down on blockchain technology. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres making new comments to Forbes on the organization's approach. For the United Nations to deliver better on our mandate in the digital age, we need to embrace technologies like blockchain that can help accelerate the achievement of sustainable development goals. The support of the UN is seen as a huge potential booster for blockchain adoption in conjunction with private initiatives.
These are huge machineries, quote unquote. They are able to take excellent solutions and scale them up. And what do we need at the blockchain community? We need exactly that.
And certain member states are plowing forward. Japan, a leader in blockchain development, is already moving ahead with plans to trial a loyalty token aimed at the country's transportation sustainable development goals. Yet, while initiatives and goals are important, critics worry that the bureaucratic nature of the UN will arrest any meaningful development.
While there is a good interest and a lot of motivation on the side of the United Nations agencies, it's not there yet.
Guterres' comments highlight the potential for blockchain to streamline the behemoth that is the modern UN, advancing the Sustainable Development Goals, meaning that blockchain is a technology that cannot be ignored. Asha Westrop-Evans for BLOCKTV.
Now, in hacking news, so to speak, Poloniex is yet another exchange to take a hit. The popular crypto exchange has asked its users to reset their accounts after a list of emails and passwords was leaked on Twitter. Zaki Hennessy joins us with more on the story. Zaki, what exactly happened?
So, exactly as you said, Poloniex has been on the rocks lately, and most recently, as you mentioned, there's been a bit of a PR snafu as well as a security breach. They sent out an email to their users claiming that their emails and passwords have been leaked on Twitter and that everyone should follow the link in the email to reset their security info. The thing is that with all the tumult regarding Poloniex, users were suspicious, so they raised a hubbub on Twitter, and it was only then that Poloniex came out confirming the legitimacy of the email, thereby acknowledging the hack. Now, it just really seems like they were trying to keep the whole thing very hush-hush, which is never a great look. The scope of the breach is still unclear, but it really seems like Poloniex is struggling at the moment.
Zaki Hennessy, thank you for that report. Now, the the Maker Foundation, acknowledged another important step yesterday towards enabling the Maker protocol to function and thrive independent of the foundation. The Maker and DAI trademarks portfolios were transferred to the newly formed DAI Foundation. Assignment of open source software, intellectual property, IP, for Maker protocol components will presumably follow. Now, according to the DAI Foundation, the purpose was to safeguard, to quote them, what cannot be technologically decentralized in the Maker protocol. And the move complemented the launch of multi-collateral DAI MCD last month and the transfer of the MKR token control from the Maker Foundation to the governance community just 11 days ago. Both are considered major steps towards providing the Maker community with more ownership of the protocol through the governance process. Both actions were in accordance with the Maker Core Foundation principle of gradual decentralization, which the community approved back in 2018. Now, of course, one Sphere influencer and the man behind Crypto Mondays, Lou Kerner, thinks that when it comes to DeFi and MakerDAO, the future is ever so exciting. Let's have a listen.
I really look back 2019 more than anything else as a year of the emergence of DeFi, and certainly within DeFi, I think Rune Christensen and the Maker project is really the most interesting thing going on in crypto today, and incredibly exciting. And I can't wait to see what emerges in 2020 and with Maker and DeFi in general. What I'm most excited about is the composability of DeFi. So, as we keep on getting new products, kind of new Legos that get introduced in the market, and then different projects can take those different Legos and stack them together in different ways, I think we're going to get levels of innovation in DeFi in 2020 that are really going to be astounding.
Now, remember when the internet was a novelty that had to be explained to David Letterman by Bill Gates? Let's refresh your memory button with this little tidbit from 1995.
I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell?
Well, today, not only is the internet a given, but there are also those who are trying to decentralize it. And Usher Westrup Evans, who joins me now in studio, had a chance to speak with Threefold, who are trying to do just that. So, Usher, internet is a given, but what is the vision for the Internet 2.0?
Yeah, look, we're already past 2.0, yeah, heading to 3.0 by their standards. The fact of the matter is that as much as cute as that sort of clip of Gates and Letterman was back in 1995 when the internet was still a plaything for those who were interested in such ideas, today the internet is integral to the entire lives of, I think, most people in certainly the developed world and even in the developing world as well. But the fact of the matter is it remains fundamentally not built for purpose for what it exists as now, and there are those looking to change it. I had a chance to speak with Christoph de Spiegler, founder of Threefold, who has been working on this project for many years and has his own vision. Let's take a listen.
The internet as we know it today is owned by not that many companies. There are less than 20 companies in the world who own more than 80% of the capacity. And if we say the capacity, we mean not the cables by itself, but the storage, the compute capacity, which makes up the applications we use in our daily life. Our dream is to sort of turn that around, and instead of having these massive data centers, which by the way, today use more than 5% of the energy production in the world, we would like to fully decentralize this. So we're building out a network of lots of boxes which go everywhere in the world. And this network is provided by our community. And in such a way, this becomes a network of decentralized capacity. And we call this like a new internet, which can be used for all kinds of workloads.
It is time for Troll of the Day, and today none other than one of the Sphere's most prolific Twitter members, and then some Zachy Hennessy, back with us with the legend that is CZ.
That's right. So today's Troll of the Day comes from the Binance CEO, CZ, who tweets, quote, "I skipped all the invitations for the countdown to work on a blog article, and it's still not done. It's just getting longer and longer. Hope to get it out in a couple of days. Happy New Year." Now, I know that this is a real shocker because everyone was certain that CZ was a cool party dude, but it turns out that CZ is just a big dork. I think the idea of CZ turning down party invites to pull a Jack Nicholson right in a blog post is directly on brand. But I also wouldn't be shocked if this was all just a big PR move from Binance to make their CEO seem like a hardworking lamewad. Back to you, Yao.
Zaki Hennessy, God bless you. That was Around the Block for today. Thank you for watching. For more blockchain tech and cryptocurrency news, visit us at www.blocktv.com and have a great decade.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.